We're going to break down Dave Ramsey's baby step number 2 coming up.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back to an all-new edition of the Sunday Night Sit Down with America's #1 money couple. I'm Talent.
And I'm Ty, and we're from hisandhermoney.com, where we're managing money, marriage, and everything in between.
The Sunday Night Sit Down is being brought to you by Policy Genius. That's your go-to place to meet all of your insurance needs. They have a great tool there that's totally free where you can input your information and get instant quotes from multiple reputable insurance providers to help you make an informed decision when it comes time to buy insurance. Head over to hisandhermoney.com/policygenius for all the details. And of course, the link will be below in the description box. Well, guys, we're going to continue on in our series breaking down the baby steps, the 7 baby steps. It's a system that was made famous by money guru Dave Ramsey, and it is a great strategy for anybody that's trying to get their finances in order and trying to get their way out of debt. Last week, we broke down baby step number 1, which was the starter emergency fund of $1,000. And today, we're going to move into baby step 2, which is, this is the meat. And this is where you get out of debt using what's known as the debt snowball.
That's right. So if you guys have a chance, first pause this video and make sure that you check out video number 1 of the Dave Ramsey baby steps. Not only do we discuss the importance of having a $1,000 emergency fund, but we also give you ways and advice on how you can save up to get that $1,000 emergency fund.
And before we break down the pragmatics of the debt snowball, let's talk about why the debt snowball method is the preferred method of choice for America's #1 money couple. Because we know that personal finance is personal before it's finance. A lot of guys and gals out there that are in the personal finance space love to tell you that you should line your debts up by highest interest rate to lowest interest rate, and you should pay off your debts in that order. The problem with that strategy is the fact that it doesn't take into consideration the psychology behind decisions. See, the truth is, when you have your debts lined up from highest interest rate to lowest interest rate, you could have a $20,000 debt as your very first option that you're trying to pay for. And that's going to take a little while. And being that it takes a little while, you're more likely to quit and not go through with the totality of the process. Whereas the converse to that is the debt snowball method, where we line debts up from smallest balance to largest balance, and you pay the debts off in that order. Why? Because that first victory is fuel to your fire. When you see that you can pay something off, even if it's a small $100 credit card, when you see paid in full, it shows you that it can be done. And it motivates you to keep going.
That's right. So we definitely suggest, as my husband said, line up your debt from smallest debt to largest debt. And then you're going to pay the minimum due every single month on all of your debts. But any and all extra money that's left over, if you've done your budget, you discovered ways to cut your expenses, and you found more money, you want to throw all extra money towards that lowest debt so you can get it finished with as quickly as possible. Once you knock out that lowest debt, then you want to repeat the system. You want to then move on to the second smallest debt. Therefore, paying the minimums on all debt, and any and all extra funds or extra money that's left over, you want to throw at now debt number 2, so you can knock that off. Now, we also want to recommend try to find extra money laying around. Again, whether or not you can cut expenses. I recently did a review on a wonderful book called 31 Days to Drastically Reducing Your Expenses. I'll make sure that I will include the link so you can definitely check it out. But this book, I loved it so much because it gave 31 ways on how you can lower your everyday expenses. So once you put together your budget, you're going to look at your budget and find different expenses that you can either cut altogether or that you can lower, therefore saving up extra money. Then you also want to make sure that you also look into the option of making more money, whether it may be going into your office or your job and you're asking your employer for a raise, or you may pick up a side hustle. Whatever it is, you want to find extra money to start to throw towards your debt.
Again, just like we said last time, The key to all this is going to be your consistency with sticking with your budget. You're gonna have to budget. Budgeting is so important that Ty and I are putting the finishing touches on an online course called Teach Me How to Budget, because we know that so many people out there struggle with budgeting, and if they're struggling with budgeting, there's no way that they can get to financial freedom. So we took the time to put this course together, and it's almost done, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, we highly suggest that you all begin the efforts of consistently budgeting, because that's going to show you exactly where your money is going, and it allows you to make adjustments. And when you make adjustments, you can free up cash to do what? Throw at your debt snowball, get out of debt, because getting out of debt frees you up. Not just from a bank account standpoint, but from a stress level standpoint.
I would highly recommend that you make some type of chart. Now, there are many charts out there online. If you search Pinterest, there are also debt-free charts. I'll make sure that I will include the link in the description box below. But create some type of chart listing all of your debt. Create something visual. So then once you knock out, certain debts, you want to mark it out or exit off or do whatever. So therefore you have this visual picture of, wow, we are making progress. Because I'm going to tell you, there are going to be days where you are going to feel like you're making no progress whatsoever. But you are. Just keep moving. Don't give up. Every little penny counts. If you guys follow us over on our Instagram page, we recently shared with you guys how I believe we made like $30-something. We got some checks in the mail, and it totaled about $30-something from a claim or a settlement that we applied for. Hey, we didn't look at them and say, oh, that's just $30. That's not, a lot of money. No, we took those checks, we deposited them, and you know what we did with that money? We applied it towards the principal of our mortgage.
Come on, it counts.
No amount is too small or too large. Every penny counts when you're trying to get out of debt. Every penny counts.
I want all of y'all to type that in the comment section if you really truly believe that. Every penny counts. It does, especially when you're fighting your way out of debt. So take baby step number 2. Let's outline a debt snowball plan. Let's go get some debt-free charts. Let's do it all in the effort to work our way out of debt, out of bondage, because the Bible says that the borrower is slave to the lender. So let's free ourselves from that slavery, and let's do what we got to do to get out of debt.
That's right. Well, guys, if you all enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget, check us out over at our website at hisandhermoney.com. Meet us back here next Sunday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, where you will see the both of us sharing with you.
And don't forget about our awesome podcast, the His and Her Money Show. Go and subscribe over on iTunes or Google Play and never miss another episode. You can take us on the go. We got a bunch of debt-free stories, a bunch of personal finance advice, a bunch of marriage advice, all there for you. So head over there and subscribe today. Well, that's it for this week, guys. It's been great. Until next time,
bye. Peace.